So in this video, I'm going through the 5 most important lessons I've learned from van life. My first lesson is that van life is not as scary or as hard as I thought it would be. I'm going to make some organic elderberry tea. I think that I learn best by doing, and so to just go out and do it helped me a lot. And for any of you who are having reservations about this, just start with whatever you've got and go do it. And I know I've said this before, but I think that I pushed myself beyond limits that I thought that I had. And in doing so, I stretched myself beyond those limits. And really, I think that's what it's been about for me. That's the lesson that I've learned, is that I'm capable of far more than I thought that I was. And not just in terms of, yes, it's scary. It's scary to figure out where to park. It's scary to be alone sometimes. It's scary to go meet new people. I don't want to belittle that aspect of it, because I know for some people it's even more scary than for me. I'm very outgoing, but even for me it's scary to do those things. But in doing them, I got over a lot of those initial fears, and then it just made things easier. I am sitting in my beautiful, comfy little home on wheels that I created. And I didn't have any skills. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought of something that I wanted at the time and needed at the time and was within my capabilities to do. If your capability is to put a mattress on the floor and get a flashlight, then do that. I actually started that way in my Dodge. I didn't know anything, so I just started random. I put pillows in a sleeping bag, and I bought a camping stove that I still use, and I just figured out as I was laying there at night in a strange place, okay, what do I need? What would be comfortable for me? Oh, I've got this tatami mat that I use at home for meditation. Maybe that would be comfortable in my van. Then I would find out also what I needed. And I thought, oh, well, yeah, I guess it would be a good idea to have some kind of water source. Can I think of a system that would work for me, that would be simple, that I can run, that if it broke down, I could fix? So everything that is in here is with that in mind. If I had the capability to do much more, I would have done much more. So for those who have beautiful vans, it's wonderful to me. I've never really meant to say by having my van out on display that this is the way to do it. It's the way that I could think of to do it, and I needed to have that capability. This has all the systems that I need in terms of water, in terms of a shower, in terms of a bed, in terms of a power source, in terms of going to the bathroom. So all of those things you just need to think through, and you will come up with what you can. And that, I think, is where I realize that it really isn't as hard. If you look at somebody else and you say, oh, I can't do that. Yes, that's going to be hard, because no, you can't do that. Half the people that I watch on YouTube about van life, I could never do what they did. But it inspired me, and it allowed me to think, if I can't do that, what can I do? And I figured it out, and you can figure it out. And if you have people that would help you, then let people help you. I think that is great when you can enlist the help of others, and they are much more capable than you, as long as they teach you how to do it if things break down. So that is my lesson number 1. My second lesson would be that it's not as glamorous as I thought. And what I mean by that is you see the highlights, and it's not like I'm trying to hide things from you about the mundane things. And I show a lot of that, actually. It's like in your life, there are those high points that you want to capture, that you take pictures or you video and you go, oh, this is great, this is cool, I did this, I did that. And then there are the ordinary things of life that you don't think about capturing. You don't think about taking a picture of yourself brushing your teeth or going to the bathroom or taking a shower or those types of things, which I guess, yeah, I do end up having to show a lot of that to you because I signed up for this thing called YouTube. But there are the ordinary day-to-day things that I do, shopping or working, that you also do in your day-to-day life. And I know that it is interesting to see how people can manage to do it while they're living in a 85 square foot space, and I'm glad to be able to show you those things. But the ordinary stuff is like ordinary stuff everywhere, and the glamorous stuff is like glamorous stuff everywhere. I am able to, through this media of YouTube, be able to show you these beautiful places that I get to see. But not all of it's beautiful. Sometimes I'm in a Walmart parking lot, and if you want to see that, I'll show it to you. You get the idea that it's not all glamorous, and there are plenty of people who show you their vlogs. It's wonderful to see those because you see, in the day-to-day life, it's just day-to-day life, but it's a little more complicated because you're on the road doing it. And the other complication is, imagine yourself doing anything ordinary in life, and then 20,000 plus people are watching that. So that's the other aspect that is kind of crazy about doing this lifestyle. There's a lot of people who do it and they don't do YouTube. So for me, that has also been a learning curve, which is my third lesson. Putting yourself on YouTube can be brutal, but rewarding. And first, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who does watch my channel and who is encouraging. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I wouldn't be doing this still if it wasn't for the encouragement of people like you. So really, a huge thank you to you. But what many of you don't know is that I started thinking about van life at the end of 2018. There were a lot of changes going on in my life at that time, and I started really thinking about what was my life going to be like. And then a couple months later is when I somehow came across a Bob Wells video about going out with whatever vehicle you had. So I had a Dodge Journey, went out in that, started getting my feet wet a little bit, and I bought this van. But I didn't start YouTube until March of 2021. And it was because Carol from Glorious Life on Wheels, any of you who've seen that channel know that she did an interview and a tour of me. And from there, people really started encouraging me and asking questions. And that is when I started learning more about it. On the other spectrum of that is that you can get people who are very harsh and mean to you in the comments. It's like they don't see you as a human being and they just start typing things and send it off. And for those people who do that kind of thing, know that I decided really early on to ignore those comments and delete them. Like, if I see that they're going to be negative, I don't even engage it, and I will never engage it. There are a lot of other people who do great and exciting things, and one of them will be your thing. I just know those who are attracted to my channel are for a reason. So that is who I'm doing this for. Know that also my son is an administrator to this channel. He sees all the comments, and if he sees a negative one, a lot of times I won't even see those because he will go in and delete them before I even see them. That is enough on that, I suppose. And I understand that it comes with the territory of putting yourself in the public eye and all of that. But I do keep putting myself out there because if I know that one person has been changed because they watched my channel, one person was encouraged to do something that scared them, or was encouraged to live part of their dream that they wouldn't have otherwise, it is worth it for me to get a negative comment here and there. The fourth lesson for me is that van life is much more healing than I ever thought it would be. Got my little bag here. So, finished my tea, gonna brush my teeth. But I will talk about my fourth lesson, and I will spare you the boring stuff. in the back of my mind, I thought that it would be healing. I was going through I think there was a perfect storm, like trifecta of things happening in my life at the time, all sorts of things that I won't go into. I actually will probably never on this channel go into very personal things. People who know me know that it's kind of ironic that I'm doing a YouTube channel because I'm a very private person. So it is very strange that I am doing a YouTube channel. It's strange for me still. But for those who are interested in more personal aspects of my life, I guess that's why I created Patreon. I have the Patreon account because I wanted to get to know others more. If you're going to take this step because you want to know me and the community that is created around this channel, then I also will be able to put more time into you. They'll be the first to know about meetups and where I really am sometimes on the road, or if they can meet up with me on the road. Even though I know a lot of you on YouTube, I begin to see your names over again and I'm able to converse a little bit with you, but really I'm able to converse with those on Patreon a little bit more because they can direct message me and things like that, and it's not public over YouTube. So if you're interested in something like that, you can, the information is in the description. But this channel is really more about my journey with van life. What I've learned is that van life can be so healing. To be in nature for me is very healing thing. So the trees, the water, the wind, all of those things really have done something to revitalize my soul. It also has helped me to heal my body. So just moving more, being out more, less stress, more rest, more self-care, eating right. All of that has gone hand in hand with my way of doing van life anyway. And so it has been very healing for me. The fifth lesson is that van life allows you to make more friends than you ever thought you could. When I was going through the things that I was going through, it changed my circle of friends, and I was sitting there one evening thinking, how am I at my stage of life ever going to meet new people? And then I thought, if I go and do something that I love, chances are that I will meet some people through that thing that we both enjoy that I will become friends with. And I want to leave you with some of the images of people that I have met on the road. Sorry if you're not in it and it's because I didn't have my camera out at the time or something like that, but know that if I have met you along the road, you are in my heart. So what is this, Brian?
This is a red velvet silk shake.
Red velvet silk shake. Down the hatch. I forgot to tell you in one of the videos that this was actually the surprise that Bunny had given me. She made me a hat, and it matches the interior of my van, and I love it. Kathy, who's a, what do you call them, patron from Patreon, a tiny red van fan, gave me this, and look, it's got a little ladybug on it. So, you guys, thank you so much. You might have to be making these as merch for people now that they see them. So I hope you have enjoyed my lessons from van life. And as always, thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Good night.